Welcome back, guys, to another episode of HAXEN HUNT. Today's episode, we are going to be talking about my personal VXR28 and how I liked it, how I've been shooting it, and then also going to be telling you guys how you can take this bow home with you. I'm going to give this bow away, get ready to bring in another bow to shoot, test out, and then give that one away as well. So I'm going to be giving away this VXR28 fully set up. And if you want to know more of my thoughts on this bow after shooting and hunting with it, then go ahead and stay tuned. Alright, first things first, everything on this bow I actually got as a first timer. So first timer with a spot hog, first timer with a tight spot, first timer with a Trinity ham ski rest, first timer with a Control Freak stabilizer, first timer with a Mathews bow actually. So everything on here was solely for testing and just trying to figure things out and learning more. But you know, now it comes down to getting ready for the 2021 bow, so I'm actually going to be giving this bow away, but I've absolutely semi-loved it, I'm going to say. What I did like about it is anything within 60 yards, like I had a super tight group. Once you're past that, then I kind of had a harder time keeping my groups tighter, so that's why I'm going to probably get a longer axle bow for this next year. But in a tree stand or in a blind, this thing was freaking money. It is just tiny. It fits. You're not, in a blind, you're not worried about hitting the roof of your blind or anything like that. So it does have its perks being a shorter axle bow, but then you also have your cons. You can't, have long distance shots as accurately as possible as you could with like a 34-inch axle bow. And I kind of wanted to see that for myself in person, to see truly if like an axle really does change a ton at far distances. So shooting this up against my Hoyt, which is only a 30-inch axle, no, that one's 32. Axle, so 4 inches difference made quite a big difference out at 100 yards. This bow has been a killer though. Groups really well. The ham ski Trinity rest I have actually really enjoyed. I wasn't sure if I was going to enjoy having a limb driven rest, but what I actually did is kind of took what John Dudley has done with the PSE lineup that he created. Is he put a little in the yoke splitter here, he put a little hole to where he can tie that in, and I actually just tied it straight into that split, and it has worked tremendously. That way I didn't have the string going all the way down to my limb and having that kind of more sticking further out and more have the ability for it to get snagged on bushes or anything. But I literally have zero complaints on that ham ski. The spot hog fast eddy, so it was first timer to try to use a spot hog, first timer for a single pin sight. Really enjoyed it shooting my targets. Dial it to the exact yardage that you're sitting at. Absolutely love that. You just use that one pin and it's dialed in. Sighting in was pretty simple as well. Had no complaints with that. Let's see here. Oh yeah, the tight spot quiver. It's just a quick release. You just kind of pop up that little lever there and slide it off. I mean, quiver's a quiver in my opinion. This thing was tough. I mean, it's solid on there. It's a 5-arrow quiver. It's pretty light. It's not heavy at all. Really like that. The Control Freak stabilizer, super slim. I've actually been a really big fan of that. I don't know, I just like the sleek look of it. And then you can actually change out how many weights you want up front. There's a little Allen up there you can loosen, and you can pull off these weights and make it lighter or heavier in that front. I kept all 3 on there, really liked it, balances really, really well. That's kind of the whole setup of this VXR28. I've just really, really enjoyed it. But my whole purpose in getting it was to be able to give it away. So, oh yeah, don't let me forget, I did put on some custom strings. These strings I got from Twisted X Bowstrings. They are freaking killer. Some of the best work I've ever seen. And again, that's Twisted X Bowstrings. This thing is way better with this than the stock zebra strings. Actually made quite a big difference. But you're probably wondering why I'm giving this away. That's been my whole purpose, is to just give bows away. So I've given away a bunch of bows. I'm actually today picking a winner for another bow. We're gonna do a YouTube live, so that's gonna be before you see this video. So that one I would have already given away by the time you see this. Anyway, so it's time to give this away to a lucky winner. And how we are gonna do that is I just came up with a lot more hat designs. It's basically the same leather patch as what my typical leather patch hats have had, but I've got a bunch of different hats, bent brims, flat brims. Kind of wanted to have that option out there for everybody. So every hat that you purchase is going to get you entered into winning this bow. And we're gonna cap the amount of entries, the amount of hats sold, so that way you kind of have an opportunity to actually win. It's not going to be 1 in a million. It's not going to be 1 in 1,000. I'm still working out the details on that exact number, but it's going to be for sure less than 500. It'll be like probably less than 400. Probably be less than 300. Probably be like 250. Let's do 250. Yeah, you know what? Let's just do 250 hats. Give this bow away. Once I sell all 250 hats, I will call up a winner, one of those 250 people, or whatever. If you buy 2 hats, then you have just doubled your chances. But yeah, so if you buy a hat, up to 250 hats maxed out, you can win this bow. I will ship it to you, and you can have my freaking sweet setup bow. I mean, this thing's clean. It's not beat up or anything. I took pretty dang good care of this thing because I knew I was going to be giving it away. So anyway, that's it. Buy a hat at HAXENHUNT.com. Get entered in to win this bow. Maxed entries, 250 entries. So I'd say your chances are pretty dang good. So anyway, that's gonna conclude this video. So I can't believe I'm actually giving this bow away. I'm kind of sad, but worst case scenario, I'll just buy another one. I don't know. But anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for watching this video. Thanks for supporting my giveaways and my channel and everything. Don't forget, if you want this, buy a hat. I'll send it your way.